Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. It's 7:01 p.m. and I'm waiting for my first ecstatic dance class to start. I'm clutching my knees on an oriental rug, listening to people who already know each other talk about saging the space and politely trying not to notice the bohemian to my left propped up in a headstand. Women filter in wearing sacred geometry parachute pants, and I'm tucking the socks that Pete Davidson sold me on Shark Tank under my ass. I'm not here by accident. I didn't wander in from the street or get sent a flyer. This moment has been a year in the making. When I first sought out ecstatic dance, I didn't know that it existed. I just knew that I needed movement. I searched the internet for a kind of dance that could help people process emotions, and ecstatic dance just kept popping up. It's a free-form movement practice that encourages self-expression instead of choreography, and because of this, it creates a space for emotional release. I was intrigued. So I found a class that meets every Wednesday, and I decided to give it a shot. And for the next 6 months, I felt guilty every Wednesday that I forgot about or talked myself out of going to class. So I just sat pretending like I would ever do it and signed up for a lyrical dance class instead. It was structured and safe and solo. And then about 6 months ago, I started having really vivid dreams. I started keeping track of them, and they were almost always 3x structured, archetypal, and packed with repeating motifs and themes. More often than not, they included a nameless crowd monitoring me for missteps, likely vestiges of my religious upbringing. And really quickly, I noticed that my psyche was offering me a gorgeous gift. It was showing me patterns that I developed early as defense mechanisms and offering me a chance to release them. Over and over, it kept saying, look how you believe that your survival hinges on the approval of others, that you need to perform goodness in order to be loved, that you need to mask your authenticity to be safe. And over, my dreams kept showing me the life that I could have if I stopped pretending to be small. And they reconnected me with my inner child. And it turns out she's so fucking cool. So I started considering her, welcoming her, trusting her, letting her be the one to decide how I dress and what I care about and how I spend my time. With her in mind, I made a list of the things I want to do this year that feel aligned with the things she always loved to do. And I noticed that they all sort of revolved around authentic self-expression. And to my surprise, the first thing that I wrote on the list was taking an ecstatic dance class. And it just happened to be a Wednesday. So I bought a ticket and went. I walked in confidently. I'd incidentally been doing an ass ton of prep work for this moment. I'd been releasing my need to perform and shrink and be approved of, all of which are necessary to relinquish in a place like this. Immediately, everyone was disarming. They greeted me with giant sunbeam smiles and direct eye contact. The room was dark and cozy, and the smell of burnt sage permeated the air. As the crowd formed a circle, I claimed a seat and waited for the music to start. The first song was slow, meditative. Some people laid down. Others stood, moved about. To my surprise and disappointment, I froze, clutching my knees to my chest and wondering why tears were incessantly blooming at the edges of my eyes. For 3 songs, I just sat like that, barely mustering the courage to sway while dabbing my cheeks with my sweatshirt. And it felt familiar, that paralyzing feeling of being alone in a scary place, like camp or gymnastics or the first day of public school. The feeling of everyone watching you and nobody seeing you. I scooted to the edge of the room, close to the door, and I felt judgment start to creep in. Not from the other dancers, but from me. The question of how long am I gonna let this thing siphon life from me? The guilt-laden anger I felt when I thought about getting in my car and driving home defeated. But on a dime, I stopped, because I wasn't judging the 37-year-old woman trying to dance in the fetal position. I was judging the 3-year-old, the 5-year-old, the 9-year-old. I was judging my inner child, and she doesn't deserve that. So from her perspective, I watched myself stand up and move to the rhythm of the beat. And it felt clunky and exposed and vulnerable. But I pushed through the discomfort. But the feeling that I wasn't doing it right kept rising in my chest, along with the fear that everybody was watching me and judging me out of the corner of their eyes. And even as I stood there dancing, I felt like I was blowing it. Like I was a child trying to perform correctly in a room full of people waiting for me to fail. And I longed to tap into the wellspring of my authenticity, to let the room fade away, to be wholly me. So I improvised. I created a new audience to perform for. I imagined an amorphous God before me, not a judgmental God waiting to dropkick me into a furnace if I didn't get it right. I imagined a toddler, delighted by my every movement. It didn't have a body, so it was thrilled to see me moving mine in any capacity. And when I felt bad for hugging the edges of the room, I imagined it saying, "Look how your energy fills the space where no one else is." And I felt weird for doing the same arm thing over and over again. I imagined it saying, "Hell yeah, do that arm thing again." I envisioned it being enthralled by me. Or maybe I just remembered it being enthralled by me. I danced for 2 hours and felt that living peace in my chest expand from me into the whole room. And I just think everyone deserves to feel that, at least once in their lives. Did I do it?
1, 2, 3, go!
Nothing makes me and Chester happier than building a website with Squarespace. We've been Squarespace customers long before this YouTube channel was even a thing, and before Chesterfield was even born. Now I can build even faster using the new Design Intelligence feature on Squarespace. This gives me a huge head start in adding content and sections to my site in a beautiful way. Trying out different color themes and fonts instantly gives me a preview showing how my site will look. Or I can get started with a wide variety of professionally designed website templates, and then make it my own. And when I'm ready to book clients, I can easily create professional proposals, estimates, and contracts to make it all official. I can then invoice my clients and accept payments from ACH Direct Debit, Klarna, Apple Pay, and more. Head to squarespace.com/MangoStreet for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the code MangoStreet at checkout to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. When you use our code, you do help support our channel, so thank you.